So what does a neuropsych testing day look like? It is usually the longest, one of the longest appointments that you'll have.
Oh, wow.
Could be easily 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, sometimes more, although most neuropsychologists are trending away from the 8 hour or longer evaluations. We simply nobody has time for that. So and you get it to a point of diminishing returns where at some point you are not gathering new information no matter how many tests you administer. Um, so during a neuropsych evaluation, you'll meet with the neuropsychologist. Typically, what we're doing is we're gathering a pretty extensive clinical history, talking about your medical history, talking about your developmental history, talking about your psychosocial situation. What's going on in your life? Who are you? Who's your social support network? We're talking about a mental health history. We're asking a ton of questions about your daily functioning and sort of daily activities. We're asking questions about, what is your cognitive functioning like? We might be talking to relatives or people that know you well to ask to get their perspective because sometimes things aren't always, things don't always line up. Um, and that is also important information. And we're asking about mood and emotion. We're asking about behavioral functioning. So all these different domains that we try to get a really good handle on, and then we administer these tests. The tests, like I mentioned, they're all paper and pencil tasks. They're really nothing that you can study for, right? They're designed to be that you cannot study for them. You just have to go in fresh, do your best, and then that gives us the best measure of how is your brain actually working. Um, so most of the time, referrals to neuropsychology are coming through neurology and psychiatry. Um, but really, anytime that someone has a concern about cognitive problems, um, neuropsych can be potentially helpful. Um, so I was going to touch on a couple things related specifically to brain tumor as well. So um, going back to what I mentioned, about identifying and locating structural problems, right? Um, Neuropsychology is usually not going to be the first place someone goes when they have a brain tumor or when there's a suspicion for a brain tumor. Um, they're likely to see a neurologist well before they're going to see or neurosurgeon well before they're going to see a neuropsychologist, which is totally reasonable. Um, but uh, but neuropsych testing can be very beneficial for a number of different well, it can serve a number of different purposes. So pre and post treatment. Um, so looking at how is cognition before a treatment happens and how is it afterward? How have things changed? Um, Doing that sort of pre-treatment assessment of cognition can sometimes also be helpful for predicting declines that might be secondary to treatment, whether it's a neurosurgical intervention or chemotherapy, radiation, you name it. Um,